Okay, for this screencast, we're going to talk about functions of multiple inputs and outputs. I'm going to call it MIMO functions. Oh my gosh, I can't spell. All right, so the editor is on the wrong spot. It's over here. Okay, so I'm going to do function all circles, and it's going to take in the radius, right? So there's no outputs right now, and there's one. Oh, whoops, I got to name it MIMO functions. Remember, you have the name of the function has to be the same as the title here, MIMO functions. Okay, so let's say I want to compute the area. The area is pi times r squared, but I also want to compute the circumference. C equals 2 times pi times r, right? Now, normally, if I put a equals here, I'll have one output. If I do c, I can get c, but if I want both, I need to do c comma a, right? So now when I put this over here, and this guy over here, and I type in MIMO functions, say 5, I only get one answer. What happened? Well, if I do c comma a, now I get both. The circumference is 31.4, and the area is 78.5398. And then we can double check. We can say 2 times pi times 5, 31.4159, and then pi times 5 squared, 78.5398. Cool? All right. Now let's say I want to compute the weight. So I say weight is the area times the density. But where do I get the density? Well, what I can do is I can make the density an input. And right now I probably want to make some comments here. So this function will compute the area and circumference of a circle and the weight, taking the radius and the density as an input. Okay? So my code doesn't really do much, whatever. But now I have two inputs and I want weight to be an output, so now I need CAW. So now when I come over here to the command window, I'm going to clear CLC everything. Now if I type in CAW equals MIMO functions, and again I'm going to do 5, I'm going to say the weight is 2. There we go, there's my weight. Now I can double check this again. I can say pi times 5 squared, this is my area, and then I can say answer times 2, that's my weight. You see? So now I have functions that can do multiple things. Now notice, you don't necessarily need to do this if everything is the same type. I could go back over here to this function, and I could just name this to outs. And I could say outs of 1, outs of 2, outs of 3, and now when I go and run MIMO functions, I can just say, let's see, undefined variable a. So the reason why is, so there is an error here. We haven't really talked about debugging, but essentially the variable a is undefined, MIMO functions at 11. So if I go to line 11, we'll see here that this function doesn't exist anymore, so I need to make sure that I do outs of 1, since that's the area. Now when I go back, there we go. So rather than having 3 outputs, I have 1 output, but now it's a vector. Cool? Good luck.